Hi, I'm author Nancy Basile, and I write cozy mysteries. Today I am reviewing Rachel Hawkins' The Villa. You can get one of my mysteries for free if you sign up using the link in the description. Rachel Hawkins' The Villa follows two friends who decide to take a trip to... Sorry, I'm trying to cook dinner while I do. The Villa is about two friends who have been lifelong friends, but they're more frenemies than best friends. And they take a trip to Italy and stay in a villa. They're both writers, and they're both hoping that staying there can give them some inspiration to finish their new books. In true Rachel Hawkins form, though, there is more to the story than that. And not only that, the villa where they're staying was the scene of a gruesome murder decades before. And the story that played out decades before that led to a gruesome murder has echoes in the current story that's happening. Rachel Hawkins is a master at weaving different timelines and different stories together to make up one fascinating, suspenseful, thrilling plotline. This outing doesn't meet that quality, and I will tell you why at the end. Also at the end, stick around because I want to explain why I haven't been here for a very, very long time. You won't find a lot of typical mystery tropes in this because it's Rachel Hawkins and she doesn't write like any other author, and also it's certainly not a traditional mystery. I will say, however, that she does use some Nancy Drew type tropes, hidden objects, secret messages, secret connections that come to light. Those might be the only kind of only kind of tropes you find. The setting for the most part is Here's My New Address, because almost all of the story takes place at this Italian villa in a very quaint little walled town. Some of the action takes place in a very crowded London flat. That doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but we don't spend a lot of time there. So I would say the setting and the beautiful villa are reason to give it Here's My New Address. Characters. Rachel Hawkins writes characters masterfully. They are intriguing, fascinating, flawed, extremely flawed, which is what leads to the thrilling story she usually ends up writing. I would say that these characters are definitely, in terms of the quality of writing, trust with my life. The story, I would give it the top ranking HBO. Like I said, Rachel Hawkins is masterful. Her writing is incredible. Not only is she telling more than one story in this book and weaving them together, the voices for each story are entirely different. Her writing style is entirely different for each story. That alone is incredible. It never slows down, never. It keeps you gripped the entire time. Listen to The Villa on audiobook using my Audible membership. You can get your own Audible membership using the link in the description below. Gasps. I kind of saw where things were headed, and even though that was the case, I will say there were still gasps, but they are very contrived M. Night Shyamalan type gasps. Stick around and I will tell you my full opinion. All right, so here is my complaint. I was drawn, no spoilers, I won't give you any spoilers, but I was drawn to this story to the very end. I couldn't stop listening to it. I was so fascinated and intrigued. I gotta pour my macaroni in just a sec. This is when it starts bubbling over. I might have filled the water too much. Oh, we'll see what happens. I asked my son to get bags of sharp cheddar cheese for me. Have you ever seen a bag of cheese this big? What happened here? Okay, so I was so invested in this, and then when we had our come to Jesus moment, when the two best friends, when things were coming to light, the story went a completely different way than I would say most readers expected it to go. Certainly differently than I expected it to go, but I was still along for the ride, and I was like, okay, I guess I can see this. It's not as satisfying, but I can see this. And then something happens. They make a plan for something that I found completely unbelievable. and that nothing in the book leading up to that point would support the character's actions. Nothing. It was on par of the ending, let's say, with Game of Thrones-ish. Like, I mean, well, no, that's not even true, because that at least you had some clues how Daenerys dealt with people when things weren't going her way. You had an idea. But their plan, I just felt like came out of nowhere. I felt like it made it unbelievable, and it was disappointing because it's Rachel Hawkins, and I was really looking forward to how the whole thing was going to fall out and flesh out. And then in the second storyline, it kind of went like a kind of way, but I felt like it was super contrived, and I get why it made sense. I understand what she was going for, but again, I felt like it was completely unrealistic, and there just to throw in an aha that was not organic. So fantastic till the end, but I just felt the end was so not believable. Enjoyed this review, give me a thumbs up, and then subscribe to the channel so you get more reviews just like this one. I haven't been here for a very, very long time. My father died recently, and it really threw all my productivity off the rails. I had started a new book, and I essentially just stopped everything. I stopped writing, I stopped social media almost entirely. I just haven't been doing anything but reading and trying to take care of myself and all the things that come with being next of kin to someone who dies. As a murder mystery writer, I have gotten, sadly, insight into a lot of the bureaucracy that comes with the death of someone. It's not fun. But that's why I haven't been here for a long time. So if you've been watching my videos and you've subscribed, I sincerely appreciate it. And hopefully there will be many more frequently to come.